Hello and welcome to the MCQ lecture series. In today's class, we will be discussing some of the important MCQs with respect to Financial Systems 1, which is the economics general paper for SYBA. So let's get started. In the previous class, we have discussed some of the important MCQs with respect to stock exchange, both the Bombay Stock Exchange as well as the National Stock Exchange. In segue of the same, the first MCQ is talking about the functions of stock exchange, and thereafter we are going to look at the non-banking financial intermediaries in India per se. So let us look at the first two questions which are from the previous segment, same chapter. The first question is, the functions of stock exchange includes dash. It includes, or it helps in creation of market for securities. It helps in transfer of capital from investors to users. It also helps in fair and transparent pricing system or mechanism, and all of the above. So a stock exchange has all these three functions, that is, creates market for securities. It also helps in transferring capital from investors to users, as well as it provides a fair platform for fair pricing or transparent pricing. So therefore here option D, all of the above, is the correct answer to this particular question. The second question is on similar grounds, just the wordings I have changed, but it is specifically talking about the functions of stock exchange. Here also we are looking at the functions of stock exchange, and the question is, which of the following are functions of stock exchange? And the underlying options are, it helps in mobilization of savings, it helps in capital formation, it safeguards the interest of investing public, and all of the above. So here again, all these three options, that is mobilization of savings, helps in capital formation, and also safeguards the interest of the investing public or investing people, is true with respect to the functions of a stock market, and therefore option D, all of the above, is the correct answer. So if you look at these two questions, both of them are talking about the functions of stock exchanges. That means we have 6 functions here. The first one is it creates market for securities, then also it helps in transfer of capital from investors to users, it also helps in pricing system or fair and transparent pricing system. Thereafter it helps in mobilization of savings, it helps in capital formation, as well as it safeguards the interest of the investing public. Therefore these are 6 different functions of stock exchange in India per se. So I hope these two questions are pretty much clear. Now here, this question onwards, we are going to look at, now this question is talking about the changing trends in stock market, and thereafter we are looking at non-banking financial institutions. So these two questions were talking about the functions. Now the last question from the previous segment is going to talk about the changing trends in Indian stock market. So let us see what are the changing trends in Indian stock market. It talks about the emergence of Securities and Exchange Board of India in 1988, then development of primary and derivative markets, then T+2 settlement cycle is there, and all of the above. So here, if you look at the changing trends in Indian stock market, these are all in a sense talking about the changing trends in, because once regulation became more complex and more profound, then again development of primary and derivative markets. Thereafter we have the settlement system, which is T+2 settlement cycle system. Therefore all of the above, that is, all these three things are in a sense talking about the changing trends in Indian stock market or stock exchange particularly. So I hope these three questions are pretty much clear, which are in a sense in line with what we have done in the previous lecture. Now let us look at the new question, which is from the next segment, which is talking about non-banking financial intermediaries. And the first question is, what is true regarding non-banking financial intermediaries? What is true with respect to Nbfis? The first option is, instruments created by Nbfis are not treated as money. Second is, they do not have banking licenses. They means here Nbfis. Then they bring diversity to financial system, that means non-banking financial intermediaries bring diversity to financial system, and all of the above. So all these three things are true as far as NBFCs are concerned, or Nbfi is concerned, and therefore all of the above is the correct answer to this particular question. That means Nbfi, or the instruments which are created by non-banking financial intermediaries, are not treated as money. Then they do not have a banking license per se, and also they bring diversity to the financial system in India. So I hope these 3 points are pretty much clear, and they are all true with respect to non-banking financial intermediaries, and therefore option D, that is all of the above is the correct answer to this particular question. Let us now move to the fifth question, which is again related to NBFIs. NBFIs are government sponsored institutions that can be classified into dash. What can be the possible classification of NBFIs? As we know that they are government sponsored institutions, let us see how they can be classified. The underlying options are A, development finance institutions, B, term lending institutions, C, specialized financial institutions, and D, all of the above. So here again, if at all we look at the classification of non-banking financial institutions or intermediaries, they are classified into these three specific types, that is specialized financial institutions, term lending institutions, and development finance institutions, and therefore option D, all of the above, is the correct answer to this particular question. I hope the classification of NBFIs is pretty much clear. Let us now move to the next question, which is talking about the functions of non-banking financial intermediaries. Let us look at how the question is framed. The question says, which of the following are functions of NBFIs? And the underlying options are A, hire purchase services, B, infrastructural funding, C is asset management companies or AMCs, and the last is all of the above. So here again, when we look at the functions of non-banking financial intermediaries, all of these three things are in a sense talking about the functions. Therefore hire purchase, then infrastructural funding, as well as asset management company are in a sense, or asset management per se is a function associated with non-banking financial intermediary, and therefore option D, all of the above, is the correct answer to this particular question. I hope the question is pretty much clear. On similar grounds, since the functions are varied and they are wide ranging, therefore similar sort of question is there in number 7. Which of the following denotes the functions of non-banking financial institutions or intermediaries? Here it is retail financing, option A, option B is leasing services, option C is venture capital services, and D is all of the above. Again, mind you, all these three things are in a sense denoting the functions of non-banking financial intermediaries, and therefore retail financing, then leasing services, as well as venture capital service, all these three things are functions, and therefore option D, all of the above, is the correct answer. So now when we look at the functions of non-banking financial intermediaries, we have 6 functions here in front of us. First is hire purchase service, then we have infrastructural funding, then we have asset management company, then we have retail financing, then we have leasing services and venture capital services. So these are some of the important functions of NBFIs or non-banking financial intermediaries. I hope these 2 questions are pretty much clear. Let us now move to the next question, which is talking about the role of non-banking financial intermediaries. And the question is framed in this fashion: which of the following is a role of non-banking financial intermediary? And the underlying options are: it helps the household sector, it helps the government sector, and it helps business sector. And the last option is all of the above. So here again, I'm giving you questions which has all of the above as the answer, because it covers important things which are otherwise missed out if we do not take them into account by giving some other random options. So therefore here, which of the following is a role of non-banking financial intermediaries? Helps household sector, helps government sector, and helps business sector. So all these 3 things are important roles carried out by NBFIs, and therefore all of the above, option D, is the correct answer to this particular question. I hope the question is pretty much clear. Let us now move to the next question, which is similar to this question, which is again talking about the role of NBFI, and the question is: which of the following is a role of NBFI? A similar sort of question. I'm telling you, I'm repeating the question because the underlying options here and here are different. So this will help you to look at the varied roles or different roles carried out by NBFIs. So let us look at the options here. Here it is saying it helps in growth of an economy. That means NBFI helps in the growth of economy. It helps in mobilization of savings, it provides liquidity easily, and all of the above. So here again, all these 3 things, that is helps in growth of an economy, helps in mobilization of saving, as well as provides liquidity easily, are the roles of NBFIs. Therefore option D is the correct answer. Now here again, with respect to these 2 questions, we have 6 roles carried out by non-banking financial intermediaries, and these are: it helps household sector, it helps government, it helps business sector, it helps economy economy to grow, then it helps mobilization, it helps in mobilization of savings, as well as it provides liquidity easily. So these are 6 different roles carried out by non-banking financial intermediaries. I hope both these questions are pretty much clear. Let us now move to the last question in this segment, which is a long form sort of a question. Since I'm talking about NBFIs, there can be a question which can ask you about the long form or full form of Nbfis. So let us look at the underlying options. The options are non-banking financial intermediaries, non-banking foreign instruments, non-banking financial instruments, and last is non-banking foreign intermediaries. So here the correct answer is, you have to make sure that you remember this, it is non-banking financial intermediaries, and therefore option A is the correct answer to the 10th question. So I hope these questions are pretty much clear. In the first 3 questions I've talked about the functions per se. In the first 2 I've talked about functions of stock exchange. The third is talking about the changing trends in stock market in India, and thereafter we have seen the important concept of non-banking financial intermediaries. In the next class I'll see you with some of the more important MCQs. So please stay tuned for more. Thank you.